Hello everybody. I thought I'd do another reading for the collective today, or this evening. Oh, and here comes the first card. Three of Swords. Two more cards please for the collective. Queen of Pentacles. Oh! Four of Wands. So, looking at this, it's clearly a time of transition. This card indicates transition, and a card of looking at collective aspects of grief, collectively looking at your own individual aspects of grief, things that have troubled you, things that have caused emotional pain, traumas, emotional clearing, emotional focusing on what it is that's resonating with this card. So the Queen of Pentacles, in focusing on pain and emotional trauma that can come about by words spoken, swords of words, life experiences. Maybe there's in the air. There's collectively there's it's a time when people are at odds with each other. People are out of sort with each other. Maybe you're finding that people are jangly and argumentative and rattled with each other, rattling each other's cages and coming out with rash words that momentarily are causing some kind of pain, but also are tapping into deeper hidden traumas that are being triggered. So the Three of Swords, you see the clouds and the rain. This is passing pain. This is pain that isn't going to stay stuck. It's minor arcana and it's a passing through. But when the storm clouds are there and the distress and the emotional disturbance is happening, it's quite intense. But it will bring about and prompt you to look at those things in your life that you're creating and manifesting for yourself that have been born out of that pain. What negative things have people said to you that have impacted you, that you've absorbed and internalized, and that is running the show behind the scenes and affecting what you manifest? The Queen of Pentacles is the Queen of manifesting, but we manifest according to what we allow for ourselves in our life, and we allow the bad and the good. So depending on what our mental chatter is and our self-esteem and the words that people have said to us that we internalize, what runs the show is our subconscious manifester that brings that through into our present. And in doing that, it brings up a mirror for us to look at what needs to be changed, and for us to make choices as to, do we want this degree of suffering? Do we want to feel trapped? Do we want to feel that we're in a life that's not supporting us? So these things need to be resolved, need to be cleared, and there needs to be I want to say a middle way, a middle perspective on the matter, so that it's not the sharp extremes of painful words that leave its imprint, but it's the message, it's the lesson, it's the learning that can be gained at the conversion point of those words. And with that lesson and learning, and with those choices you then make accordingly to heal yourself, because this heart needs healing. Okay, so it's about healing as well. It's about matters of the heart that need healing. So with that conversion point, with the conversion point of these extremes of painful things that people can say or people can act on and give us our mental constructs of ourselves, we want the middle way, and that middle way will help to alleviate the sharp extremes of pain on either side. And at that conversion point, we get what's the word? We get a key, a jigsaw piece that enables us to know where that healing needs to happen, what area of our life needs to happen, or what we need to clear out, what we need to break contract with that we've experienced that has left people's words in the back of our mind rattling around to still cause that pain that we've become so used to. We don't need to become used to that kind of pain. So it's about emotional healing, areas in which people have hurt you and areas in which you've colluded with that hurt and you've hurt yourself. What mental chatter have you had? What self chatter have you had towards yourself? Which is it, and what harmful mental chatter have you had? And what are you creating in your life as a result of that? How do you want to manifest your life going forward? How do you want to envision your life going forward? So let's get rid of that pain and let's move from the Queen of Pentacles and see the relationship between the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, which is really positive. So wands are new, fresh, passionate motivation and positive movement forward, fire energy, and the Four, which is basically 2 and 2 here in the Four of Wands. So you've got a portal here, you've got an 11-11 portal, but 4 as well is solid. It's an immovable structure. It's something that once it's established is a solid scenario, a solid way forward. So with what the Queen of Pentacles wishes to manifest for herself, to take herself from the point of pain through the portal successfully. See the laurel, that's the canopy, laurel leaf canopy. Laurel leaves represent success. So you take you through the portal to a happier future, to a more solid place of refuge. That house, that castle, represents a place of safety within us, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship scenario, partnership between a man and a woman. It can be your own relationship with yourself, your male and female relationship with yourself. It can be the left and right hemispheres of your brain coming into harmony with itself, with each other, and tapping into that higher knowledge, that more enlightened knowledge that guides you through and takes you behind the veil, takes you through the portal to a much more solid place to exist from. So whichever way relates to you in your life, it either literally relationship issues between you and your partner, or relationship issues with yourself as prompted by the kind of things that people have said to you. It works on all levels. But the important thing is that the Queen of Pentacles is a master manifester. She, along with the Magician, she is she really has the ability to make into matter what she feels and what she envisages, what she passionately wants to move forward and bring about in her life. So she, of all people, can take you, and that aspect of you, which is the Queen of Pentacles within you, can take you from one position through, under the canopy, through the portal to the other position of celebratory success and a beginning of a fresh perspective in life and a new way forward, either literally in your relationships with other people or with yourself, in your own relationship with yourself. But I will say that what goes on in your relationships with other people is a mirror of your relationship with yourself. So sometimes when we're going through experiences with people where we're at the receiving end of abusive, harsh words, it's necessary to look at how is that colluding with what we expect for ourselves or with what we have grown used to, and not put a boundary up against. How is that colluding with what we feel we can cope with and handle? How is that colluding with what we feel we can fight against and not remove ourselves from the situation from? Because we think we can handle it, we can fight it, we can put the person straight. How is that colluding with our areas within ourselves that we're not looking out for ourselves as much as we should do? So that's quite an important question to ask. And then really give ourselves the permission to envisage what you want for yourself, envisage what you want in your relationships, envisage what you want in your future, in your life, the changes you want to make. How do you want to, and what do you want to remove in terms of pain that lodges itself in your heart from your life experiences? What do you want to clear from your childhood? Where are the voices that rattle around from thoughtless things that adults said to you while you were growing up that have impacted on what you're experiencing now and pain that you're going through now? What are the thoughtless things that you might experience people saying to you in the workplace, in your relationship? And you can choose to really take a stand for healing that within yourself by thinking about what you want to bring in for your life that knocks that off its perch, that heals that away, or just simply drop kicks it off its perch, where you say, no, I'm not having that anymore, enough's enough. Because I know my vision for myself is far bigger than the vision that these words have been dictating to me. So we'll put that down there and we'll focus on our vision for ourselves and what we want to manifest for ourselves, and really get strong and positive with that for ourselves in order to take us through the success canopy, through the portal of the Four of Wands, with all the energy and the fire and the passion that's required to start afresh in whatever way. It can be little, it can just be as small as not giving your consent to a supposed put down in joke, for example, that people say to you, but it defines your concept of yourself and it defines what you experience. It can be something as simple as that, where you say, actually, no, stop it, and make a massive difference. You take a stand for yourself to manifest what you want, make a massive difference. Or it can be actually doing a more long-term healing, getting some counselling, keeping a journal, and having a conversation with yourself in that journal, being there for yourself, being there for your inner child, in order to honour who you are and what you want for yourself in your life, and be prepared to birth that for yourself. So this is as much a transition of your own perception about things, as much as a transition in your life where you might move from one circumstance to another. But the key is in drawing on your own ability, manifesting abilities. And the Queen of Pentacles knows her worth. She's a queen, and in being a queen, she has sovereignty, she has an authority, she owns her authority to shape her life, which is why she's a Queen of Pentacles. She owns the authority, and so do all of us in our lives. We own that authority to shape our own lives. So we can learn from this, but we can move away from this, and we can heal. We can identify what aspects need healing within our heart, and we can manifest from a much more sovereign place, a much more in control of our own world place, from a place where we give ourselves the right to lead on our own life, and not let circumstances dictate. The pentacle, it represents the cycle of creation, the beginning of a cycle of creation, and of course it's got the pentagram in the middle of it, 5-sided star, which is head, arms, and legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 with the arm. So it's taking complete command of that life force within us as well, that creates our future going forward in every moment, in every minute of our day, with what we're thinking, with what we perceive, or what we choose for ourselves. How are we going to propel our life forward? What patterns are we going to allow for ourselves to operate in our life? And what are we going to actualize and manifest for ourselves in order to take us through into a much happier space, either with somebody or on our own, but with our own relationship with ourselves. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you for the next one, maybe tomorrow, or maybe the day after. All right, bye, take care.